Okay, actually, before the whole video begins, I'd like to actually apologize right now. My editing software is not acting right in the least. Like, it is bad if I try to actually do anything more than just cut or add text. As you can see right here, I added text right there, an opening right there, cuts right there. If I do any more than that, it was going to crash, and everything's going to be lost. So right now I'm just keeping everything at a bare minimum, don't use too much, don't use too little. So basically what I did, I tried to cut out like as little as I could, to make sure it wouldn't crash. It still ended up being a pretty lengthy video because, there's no real cuts in teaching because teaching is teaching. And also, I would like to firmly apologize for if I miss any like large white noise. I was editing at 3 times the speed of the actual video because it's 30 minutes long. I decided I'm gonna make it 10 minutes on myself. I know that's lazy of me, but it took me a little bit of time to edit this. I'm really not the best at it yet because I want to try really hard, but Wondershare's working against me right now, so if you could actually just excuse me for that, that'd be great, because it is laggy as can be, and I'm really sorry about this, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you, and have a good night. Hello, people. I decided to start this because, I gotta help pay for stuff and all of that, and plus I promised I would do a few people. So first, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to tell you what this whole series is going to be about, and I figured that would be a great start. And one of the first things that I like to do personally is make sure everything looks good after I just I honestly just opened this. So this is what I've been making so far. I'm basically going to show you just how to mess with terrain right now, and maybe a little bit of code, which I have on this screen right here. And we're just going to go from there. So yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and start right here, the terrain. All you got to do to make a terrain is, just first of all, ignore the name, okay? Right now, I'm not worried about names, which you should be if you're learning like I am. But I know that no one's going to be playing this but me, and no one's going to care about the level name but me, so I just name it random things. Okay. So to make a terrain, you just go, right click, this little window's gonna pop up, you're gonna go to 3D object, boom, terrain. Oh wow, that's a thing. If you wanna see it, you just double click it. Oh look, a terrain. Use your arrows to move it. No. This course is going to be more about, learning Unity and Unity coding techniques and stuff like that. I'm actually learning from a Udemy class online by Ben and someone else, if I could remember their name. Oh, what's their name? And Rick Davidson. Yeah, Ben Tristem and Rick Davidson. I'll put a tag up in the title or something like that. And they're actually really, really good teachers. I would recommend them 10 out of 10. They've helped me a lot, and I'm only on their third course right now. And that's enough of me rambling. You just want to see how to use Unity and coding and stuff. So what we're gonna do, we're basically just gonna kind of make a mountain like we have up there, just without any textures, because why not? And if you just want to get kind of funky with it, don't be afraid to mess with it. That's what Ben will tell you all the time. You're gonna hear me reference him a lot. He has had major influence on this part of me. And if you just want to increase the land, all you gotta do is just hold left mouse. You might hear my mouse click. I'm sorry about that. It's not the quietest. Can't really control that. And if you just want it to go down, hold shift and click it, and then it goes down. You can make little, say you just want all of it up at a certain point, then you can just make it go down, make it a little ravine. I'll go ahead and show you what I've done made up here if I can remove this. There you go. But this is what I've been working on right here. It is a big mountain, lava right here. It's kind of dark, but I like it like that. I'll kind of brighten it up for you guys if you'd like, but not like you can actually answer me. Y'all can tell me in the comments though. And where's the camera? Or that's the camera. I'm bad at this, but that's okay. Key notes here. If you hit W, E, or R, it's going to change between these three things. W is move up and down, E is rotation, and R is size manipulation, which are very important little hotkeys that I love to use. And if you just like, oh, the land's too dark, if you hit the rotation, you can just rotate it, boom, it's lighter. Holy crap. But yeah, it just gets better. On this yellow line you're seeing, actually, if I hit play, this is a little track I made. Oh, it's going pretty quick now, but that doesn't matter. It's a little track I made, you know, for something to go on. What I'm making right now is a rail shooter. If you don't know what that is, think Star Fox 64. And I'm trying to be really good at this, but I'm really not. I'll get used to it, I promise. I gotta work on that. Okay, I gotta fix that now. I accidentally let this line go on the ground. You always want to check for bugs and stuff, and when you got something like that, that's just a no bueno. You don't do that. So, kind of move that right there. Now it shouldn't be anything in the lane. We're gonna go ahead and check that out now. But yeah, this is my map that I made, you know, when I was away. I got most of this from the Unity store, all the assets and all that for free, you know. And that's basically what we're going to be doing, is a lot of free stuff, because no one really wants to spend money, okay? No one does. And if you'll notice on these little potholes, I'll go ahead and fix this, because that's going to bother me to no end. All you got to do is really just paint it. You pretend you're in Microsoft Paint, and everything will be okay, I promise. And, oh, that is the wrong one. And if you'll notice, like, each hole I had, like, little crater made, and then this special silver color right here. Cuts. I think it looks cool. I'm going to be cutting out a lot of stuff in this, I can already tell you that. I'm a nervous boy, but that's okay. And we're going to go ahead and show you this code now, so let me make sure this pops up. I'm not sure how good my hotkeys are. It's not working. There it is. Oh, sorry for the loop. Okay, now this is the code we have for the splash screen. Now, let's get started on this. Right here, this is the splash screen. The splash screen is going to be over here. I have it set. Oh, also in Unity, it's always good to hit Control S, because that saves things, and you need to save everything. If you don't save something, you'll see a little star right here. I'll highlight that, you know, in a second. And like, well, actually, we can just do this. No, apparently we can't just do that, because Unity's Unity, and Unity doesn't like me. But that doesn't matter. We go to the splash screen, which is just going to be a big moon if you hit play. And we're about to hear a little bit of music I got for free, because free stuff is best stuff. And so this is what you're going to see. And the camera likes to start off real quick, but that's okay for now. We can fix that later. And now we'll go back to the coding part, because that's what pretty much everyone's interested in. Up here you're going to see your basic stuff, you know, the system, just Unity and coding stuff. Okay, that's important. What you're actually going to want to add in is Unity engine source management, semicolons in every statement, basic coding stuff. Okay, all this going to stay the same, because you don't really want to change that. Up here you're going to see private void awake. That is when it starts, or when it starts, it's going to invoke the first scene, and invoke first scene is going to open the load scene. And as soon as this gets deleted, which it will be deleted, because it's going to go to the next scene, and we want the music to continue, so we put right here, don't destroy on load game object. And that makes every game object that exists in the previous one stay, if I'm correct. Oh, it's been a while since I watched the videos, but that's okay. Okay. But instead of messing with Argon right now, which I'm working on, we're actually going to go back to a previous project of mine. It's a rocket game that we got from them. You can thank Ben. But to open a new, like, open anything that you want to do, just go open project, and you come over here, you find which one you want. I do not see it. that's a shame. Apparently I had deleted it. Might have it in here somewhere. Yes, okay. Okay. This is what we wanted to see. So first I think we should take a look at the game, then we can look at all of these scripts, and then I can try to help you understand what they mean, okay? So first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the game that was previously made. You know, come over here, you open the Unity packet, go ahead and you hit play. Boom, done. Unity starting, okay? So this game, it's a basic, you know, hit space, go up, hit left, right, rotate, and then you just go through the levels. It makes a sound whenever you do something. It's going to make a death sound when you die, and it's going to make a win sound when you win. Boom, you won. Go ahead and do that over here. Whoops, I died. Okay, that doesn't matter. What's important is that it's a functioning game. You can tell when you die and stuff like that. You don't die if you land on anything that's friendly or meant to be friendly. Now let's see if I can get past the second level. Okay, nope, I give up. But you get the point. All you gotta do, not all you gotta do, this is actually a bunch of 3D modeling. Not really 3D modeling with actual modeling, because, you know, you can't really do that in Unity unless you have Blender, which that actual rocket was made from Blender. But when he was teaching it to us, which I'm going to show you right here, you come over here, you make a 3D object, which is a cube, bam, cube. Okay, you hold right click to move around, by the way, with WSAND. Important, because important. And then you come over here, you hit R, you go boom. This is going to look like a rocket, kind of. It's not really, though. I'm not going to put too much effort in something that's going to be deleted. You know what I mean, I hope. Come over here, then you go boop, boop, boop. And you just make your little 3 wings, Control C, Control V, because not everything has to be worked out the long way, yeah? That doesn't look right. That does look right. It's just not in the right spot. Okay, and boom, we got a rocket. Okay, wow. Modeling's hard. Broke a sweat. That doesn't... I'm sorry. I can joke around. It makes me feel better inside. But, yeah, and all you gotta do is apply the script that I'm about to show you, which... Can I actually do that right now, actually? Let's see, if I were to open this file... Okay, actually, let's not do that. I don't want to mess anything up with Argon right now, so we're just going to delete that. Okay, we take that. Okay, now you can actually see that star, which I will highlight, I promise. I'll do it both times, you know, to be careful. Okay. So now let's go look at this over here. Sorry about that, y'all. I was stretching. Okay. So this right here, this is the rocket. This actually goes on the rocket. And when you type in serialized field, that's going to show up in the inspector, which is right here, the inspector. If I click this, boom, inspector. That's all the waypoints of that yellow 1-bit line. So you're going to come back over here, you're going to be like, okay, all these must show, because they do. I really can't show you, because, like I said, I already deleted the project, but I didn't delete the finished project, because it's me, I did stuff. Don't ask questions. The enum state, this is an easy way of telling your character, hey, you're in this state. You can't do other things because you are in this state. So when you start out, you are alive. If you're not alive, you're not one of the 3, because you can't become one of the 3 unless you're alive. And you can't move unless you're alive. You can't do anything unless you're alive. When you're dead, you can't move because you're dead, because you're dead, son. Okay, we'll just put it like that. When you're transcending, that's the word I chose for passing a level, because... why not? It sounded cool at the time. And debug M is debug mode, which is only available for developer mode, which is only in the Unity editor. So only you will have access to that. And also, you know, if you don't know this, / means that you can type stuff to other people if anyone else is reading your code. I'm pretty sure we all know what rigid body is. That adds a layer of not importance, but a little bit of weight. You know, if you add that to a box in midair, it's going to fall, because rigid body adds gravity. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't find it, But in items that need it, they need it. I'm sorry. But you know, you just kind of type that in, you do that. I'll go into more detail in the coding like next episode ish because it more matters then instead of now, because right now it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I will go in way more detail, I promise. But the audio source, self-explanatory. It's there. It's an audio source. You need it. Okay. This is basically just calling upon the audio sources in the rigid bodies. I'm pretty sure later on the rigid body is going to be connected to the collider, which is really important. It's down here somewhere. And void update. That's an important one. It's called once per frame, so it's going to take a lot of your RAM if you have too much. What did I just say? Ignore that. Back to normal. So, right here, as you can see, if state is alive, thrust and rotate. Okay, those are your two main things for me. Two main things for me. If you ever messed up, just hit Control-Z. That's undo. Okay. Right here, if control state debug mode, then you're in debug mode right here. It's basically the same two commands, but you're also in debug because debug is important because importance. You come down here, you see void on collision to collider. Collision is collision because collision is collision. Okay. It's more so you can't get more self-explanatory. So if state isn't equal, this means isn't, because isn't equal, that means no. The exclamation point equals no. Okay. Then state equals alive, or state dot alive, return. That means return back to your alive position, which is in level 1, which I never fixed because no one's gonna play that game. I'm sorry. You're gonna hear me contradict myself a lot, but you know, stuff happens. Okay, so now here's more important stuff, which is the switch statements, which, you know, if statements, you put these two, it's basically its own type of little statement that's easy to make one function go into multiple functions, into more functions. The switch statement is a more complicated version of if, but it can handle a lot more than if because it's more expansive. So, right here you'll see switch and then case. At the start of every switch statement, there's a case. At the end of every one, there's a break. And the last one doesn't have. God dang, give me a second here. Okay, the last one isn't a case, it's a default, because that's what happens on default if that happens. In other words, if default you touch anything that isn't friendly or finish line, you're dead, son. Okay, that's simple. I'm sorry. Okay, well, when you hit the finish line, which was that green block at the end, then you start success, which is the title for the finish thing. And this plays the audio source, it plays the state, you know, transcending, it places that to the next level. Now, completion.play. I need to get me some water. Jesus Christ, this is a lot of talking. That is the animation that plays because of the P right there. Bam. See, I know my stuff, I think. Now, you know, audio source, play one shot, that's the completion sound. Actually, the audio source up here, stop, is actually the rocket boost at the bottom. If you heard every time I hit space, it'd make that little blowing sound. It'd stop all audio except for the play one shot, which play one shot is the ding sound when you win. And invoke load screen, which is actually invoking the load screen. Private void death now, that's when you die because you're dead now. You know, I try to make everything to the point. Okay, not maybe necessarily what you do. You might want to have like a more direct name, like death or to die. So something different from death now, because it just death now just sounds really bad on paper. So right now it says state equals dying because you're dead now. I'm sorry, I'm actually making myself laugh. I'm trying to stay like at a certain state of professionality, but that's not gonna happen. You know, death P, that's the particles. Okay, the audio source, that's the play one shot death. You know, we play one shot because you're only gonna play it one time, by the way. Invoke start again, that means you gotta restart from the beginning because one game hard as Dark Souls. How about that? Okay, next is void start again. That's what this is calling upon. That's why it's in parentheses, and then one frame load time. and then it's going to start the whole thing again, which is going to start at load scene 0, which if you go over here, hit File, hit Build Settings, you're going to see that splash and yeet is 0 and 1, because it always starts counting at 0, 1, then it goes 2, 3, 4, all the way up to however many levels you have. This is scenes. Scenes are levels. Levels are important. Okay, you'll see I have 2 down here, 1 is splash, 1 is yeet. And they are very important because you can make special levels through special things, load zones out of those, and a bunch of stuff like that. Now let's go back to the coding, because coding is important. Okay, next is void load screen. It does the same thing as start again, but except it loads the next level, and we don't need that there. And all it does is just load the next scene. Okay. And debug mode, I didn't really bother with it, but what you can do is like basically set it up to where you can have like little cheat codes like, oh, go to the next level, or hey, restart me at this level, skip, make sure every level's good, and just infinite lives, stuff like that. You know, have a little bit of fun with it, mess with things. I'll tell you like Ben says it, don't be scared to mess with things. If you break it, it can easily be fixed on here. You accidentally break this UI, you hit default, then it's going to say layout. You hit that, then you click default. Boom, everything's back to normal. Your life is saved. Okay. I don't think you could see that, could you? No, you couldn't. Let's try this again. Come over here, you hit layout, and you hit default. Boom, saved your life. Saves everything. Back over here. Okay. Thrust, that's your movement up, as hit key code space, because important. And you put input.getKey, then you put in another parentheses, keycode.space. You can basically put any letter here, so basically if I change that to a, let's say, I could change that to a B. It'd have to be a capital B, but now it's going to react to the letter B. Okay, there we go. And all it's going to do is hit apply thrust, which apply thrust is this command right here, which we'll get to in just a second. And the else is going to stop the audio source, and it's also going to stop the particles, because you don't want the particles going. So you're going to put audio source.stop, because that's what you do. You also got to add these parentheses just in case you want to add anything else or anything is important in it, because important things are important. Okay. You want to come down here, apply thrust. That's what I used a while ago. And what you're basically just going to do is rigid body alter, you know, vector dot up, which that's going to move you up, booster, you know. And I know you won't even notice it. I'm probably going to cut that out. But I'm trying to remember where I'm at. I'm sorry. Okay. And time delta, that is, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I done forgot. I think it has something to do with frame time. And when you actually put all of these together, which booster is actually the name of the main thing up here. And after you multiply all these together, it's actually going to even out the frames. So say like you have slower frames, your rocket's going to go as fast as your frames. And it's not going to make anything faster, really. It's just going to increase the smoothness, if you understand what that means. Same thing with rotate. Okay, RCS thrust is like the rotation speed, and the actual objects time delta time, which is going to make it smoother. Okay. And right here you're gonna see audio sources playing equals false, which means, hey, I'm doing something, cancel it so we can do this. So yeah. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I guess as you get more energy, yeah, you know, get a little blood pumping. God dang, I've been recording for 31 minutes so far. It's probably going to boil down to 10-minute video, yeah? No, I doubt it. I'll keep some important stuff in here and me awkwardly laughing. Else if, you know, that's the if statement code, you know, if you have 2 ifs, might as well do else if you have 3 ifs, it's going to be if, else if. Or you could just put else, you know, same difference. It's just else if still will happen, other than just else. It's like, hey, you didn't do this, it's mine now. So input key code A, you know, left, right, goes this way, goes that way. You get the gist, I hope. And yeah, that is basically how you get a rocket to move. I don't remember this one. I don't remember this one either, but this one probably doesn't matter, to be honest. So if y'all want, I will leave both of these up. I doubt you're going to be able to put it up 1 and 2 and 2 together unless you're pretty dang smart. Actually, now I do remember what this is. This will actually move blocks. Like, say for instance, on this screen over here, if I were to just, drop down this, make a cube, and then I were to apply this code on there, on this block, a little thing would appear down here, or over here, and I would have the ability to either move it this direction like this direction like this, or this direction like this. Sorry, I have a little bit of hiccups, so this is actually nearing the end of this video. This is just a test to see however many people are actually interested in the topic, and I'll go into way more detail next episode. This is just like to catch you up on what I've done, which is not really that good of an explanation, not gonna lie, but this is just like to show y'all my teaching style, which is a lot of me making myself laugh, a lot of me doing something I'm not supposed to, and just having a good time in general. And this is basically what I'm after. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for a few people on iFunny, which I do thank those guys to help me get out and actually start learning, because I have been slacking on my learning. I should already be done with this online learning part, but I haven't done it in a while, so I'm a bit rusty. If you are training to become a programmer like me, you should do it every day. It will help you a lot. But school gets you, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this has been me rambling for a little while, showing y'all what's up. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. But that is, if y'all even enjoyed, make sure to leave a just tell me how you felt. I will never hide likes, dislikes, subscribers, any of that from y'all. I know some big channels do to hide like quality damage control, say like BuzzFeed or someone will do it. I'm not saying that BuzzFeed has done it. I'm saying that they might do it because they're a big channel and they don't want people to see messed up videos like, oh hey look, they failed, just stuff like that. I say a lot, but you're not gonna hear most of that. I'll also make sure to put a little bit of subtitles here and there, which you will see in this video. I will try my hardest editing this video. And yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. And God, I hope it's still recording. If it's not, that'd suck. I think recording for 35 minutes is plenty enough, cutting time and steady 60 frames per second. Let's see if we can reduce that, actually. Can I get you to drop 60 frames if I could really freaking fast? Okay, fair enough, OBS, you won. And this is me. I believe my name is Crim9 on the interwebs right now. I don't know. I still haven't really decided on a name yet, so I think I'm just going to stick with Crim9, which is Crimson and Bagel or Angel, whichever one you prefer. I go by both, so I just put 9 as the rest of the letters. You can call me whatever you like, actually. It doesn't bother me none. And again, I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.